I drove to the Hamptons with a pregnancy test in my purse and a secret I had been saving for our anniversary. Alessandro was supposed to be suffering his monthly punishment. I came because I could not stand another night waiting. Romano met me at the door and walked me through the halls without a word. Alessandro stood in the center of the room holding 2 babies. His men were laughing around him.
Can't believe Camilla gave you twin the first try, you lucky bastard.
Alessandro looked down at the baby with an expression I thought he saved only for me.
Camilla understands this life. She gave me children. She is the wife in every way that matters to the family.
Wife. My hand went to my stomach, to the baby he did not know about yet. I pressed my palm flat against the doorway so my legs would not give out. He was not being punished. He was playing house with his real family, and I was standing in the doorway holding proof of a child he would never choose. He said I was loyal. He said it like it was a collar. I walked for hours, no destination, just moving because stopping meant thinking and thinking meant feeling, and I could not feel yet. My brother Marcus texted. The Lucianzi family was ready to announce my return. I typed back, 10 days. Give me 10 days. I had always had somewhere to go. Alessandro had no idea. Then his message came through. Anniversary surprise. The Violet Room. Should he come get me? Part of me wanted to block his number and disappear tonight. But I needed to look him in the eye. I needed to know if any of it was real. Maybe he would tell me the truth if I gave him the chance. I typed, I'll be there soon. The Violet Room invitation glowed on my screen. And I still did not know what I would do when I got there. Confetti cannons, a crowd cheering, Alessandro pulling me toward him with that warm smile. He bought me a mountain, an actual mountain, with an observatory he planned to build at the top. The room erupted. I stared at the screen and all I could see was him holding those babies. The pregnancy hit me all at once. I shoved past him and barely made it to the bathroom. He followed. He held my hair back. He wiped my mouth with his silk tie the way he had done 100 times before.
Better? Talk to me.
Is there anything you've been hiding from me? He stared at me for a long moment. I watched his face. This was his chance.
Sloane, what would I possibly be hiding?
He smiled and kissed my forehead. Then someone screamed from the main room. A name. One name. Camilla. Alessandro's whole body went static. I took his hand and pulled him toward the door. She walked into the center of the room like she already owned it. Tall, blonde, completely at ease among dangerous men. She introduced herself as an old friend and handed me a necklace from her jewelry company. My husband gave me the company. He's very generous, even when he can't be with me all the time. My chest hurt like someone had reached inside and squeezed. Alessandro stepped in front of me before she could say another word.
You're nobody. You don't get to invite her anywhere. Do you understand me?
Camilla went pale. Then she smiled and left. He tucked me into bed that night, kissed my forehead. Then his phone rang, and he reached for his shirt. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. The text said, the twins miss their daddy and he comes running every time. Said I was just the woman he kept around when he was bored. I dropped the phone. Alessandro was already half-dressed. Can't someone else go? Just this once. Please stay. He paused. He looked at me, and then he kept buttoning his shirt. 30 minutes after he left, an unknown number sent me a video. Alessandro in a dim nursery, a baby in each arm, rocking them, humming. Camilla sat beside him on screen and asked for an anniversary party for the children, so they would not grow up thinking they were illegitimate. He said he would think about it. Then another message. That marriage certificate you have? It's fake. Ours is real. I lay there with my hand on my stomach until 4 a.m. when I heard the door. He pulled me against his chest and said he had missed me. I kept my voice steady. When will the punishment stop? Can I come with you next time? If your mother saw us together, maybe she'd finally accept me? His arms went tight. Then he pulled back.
No, you can't come. I'm used to it. It's fine.
There it was. Panicked. Immediate. No hesitation. He was not being punished. He never was. I lay still in his arms until dawn. staring at a fake certificate text still glowing on my phone. The second his car left the driveway, I grabbed my purse. City Hall, records counter. I gave the clerk our names and the date. She typed. She frowned. "I'm sorry, ma'am, there's no record of this marriage." 5 years, a courthouse in Manhattan, his hands holding mine. All of it. Gone from every official record. I walked out and made one decision. I was leaving today, right now, before I lost my nerve. I never made it home. 2 black SUVs blocked my car. Men in suits dragged me out. I fought. One of them pressed something over my face, and everything went dark. I woke on cold marble. Vaulted ceilings. The Gamboni estate. Alessandro's mother stood over me, her face twisted.
You tried to kidnap our grandchildren. We have witnesses, a confession.
I pulled myself up from the floor. I never touched those children. I want to speak to Alessandro, right now. She smiled at the guards instead of at me. I screamed it as they dragged me toward the basement stairs. They did not stop. I curled around my stomach when the rod came down. I counted. By 10, I was begging. By 15, I could not feel my legs. Then the pain moved to my stomach and I stopped counting. They dumped me on my own doorstep and drove away. My phone was still in my clothes pocket. It rang. Video call. Alessandro. I answered. Behind him, Camila stood in a reference outfit.
Sloane has me, that's all
His mother's
she
voice
needs.
rang out about announcing the heirs.
Camila already has everything else.
Everything else. I was bleeding on concrete while he said that. I closed the call. I found Marcus in my contacts. My hand was shaking so hard I almost dropped the phone. I pressed his name. Somewhere across the city, Alessandro's secretary was calling him about a fire at his private residence. About me still being inside.
My secretary said Sloane was still inside. The flames, they could not get to her. I ran out of the party. I broke every traffic law. I'm more about her to The fire trucks were already there when I arrived. I fought past the first firefighter, got maybe 10 feet before 2 more tackled me to the ground. My wife is in there! They held me down while the roof collapsed, while the walls crumbled, while everything turned to ash. 3 hours later, they found a body. I could not tell who it was. I found her ring in the rubble near the front door, the one I put on her finger 5 years ago, the one she never took off. And beside it, half buried in ash, her phone. 2 days later, my investigator called.
The DNA doesn't match. Whoever died in that fire, it wasn't Sloane.
Relief did not come, only a colder panic. No hospital records, no Jane Does, no credit card activity, no phone records after that night. She was not dead. She was gone. I picked up her cracked phone and turned it over in my hands. The screen was cracked, but it still worked. Videos, messages, all from Camila, sent to Sloane the night of our anniversary. Then I found the photo. Sloane on our doorstep, covered in blood, time-stamped the afternoon of the party. She had been bleeding while I was celebrating. I called my mother. She answered on the first ring.
We disciplined her. 20 strikes. Alessandro, she needed to learn her place.
I hung up and drove to Camila's parents' house. I showed her the phone. I threw the divorce papers at her feet.
Think about the children. My father will destroy you.
Sign it. She signed with shaking hands. I left her outside her father's door. 2 hours later, I got word that Sullivan had disowned her. I went back to searching every hospital, every shelter, every record. Nothing. Sloane Moore had vanished from every place I knew how to look. 2 weeks, every hospital, every morgue, every shelter in the city. No Sloane Moore, no Jane Doe matching her description, no credit card, no phone, nothing. She had not just left, she had been erased. Then an envelope arrived at my office, no return address, an invitation. The inauguration of the new head of the Lucchesi family. Everyone in our world knew that name. Largest arms empire on the East Coast. The kind of family you do not cross and do not ignore. I had no idea what Sloane had to do with the Lucchinos, but I had run out of every other lead. I drove to the address, a mansion that made my family's estate look like a cottage. Guards at every entrance, hundreds of guests. I handed over my invitation and walked inside. The room was full of people who could end a family with a phone call. I did not know if I was a guest, a target, or a fool. I stood in the crowd and watched the front of the room and waited. The room went silent before I understood why. She walked in wearing black, hair up, diamond earrings catching the light. She moved like she had been born to this room. Sloane.
Ladies and gentlemen, the new head of the Lucchesi family, Miss Lucchesi.
I pushed through the crowd. I did not care who I shoved. Sloane! Sloane, wait! She turned. For 1 second, something moved behind her eyes. Then it was gone.
I think you have me confused with someone else. My name is Lucchese. We haven't been introduced.
I told her my name. I begged her to listen.
Security, please escort this gentleman out. He seems confused.
2 men grabbed my arms. I fought them. Sloane, please! I'm sorry! Just listen to me! She turned her back. They dragged me through the doors and dropped me on the street outside the iron gates. I sat on the curb staring at those gates. She was right there, and I had no way in. And I went back the next morning. Security recognized me before I reached the door. Third day, a courier handed me an envelope on the sidewalk. Cease and desist. Her lawyers had my name on file before I ever said a word to them. I called every number I had. Her office put me on hold and disconnected. Her personal line went straight to voicemail. I stood outside those iron gates every morning for a week. The guards stopped making eye contact. I had no angle, no way in. She had closed every door I ever knew and built new ones I could not find. Day 8. Unknown number.
Mr. Gabbiano, Miss Lucchese has agreed to meet you tomorrow, 2 p.m., Marra. You have 30 minutes. Do not be late.
She hung up before I could answer. I stared at the phone. 30 minutes. 1 table. Whatever she decided to give me. I arrived an hour early and sat in the corner booth watching the door. I had no plan, only the truth, which had already failed me once. The unknown number was still glowing on my screen when she walked in. She sat down and checked her watch before she looked at me.
30 minutes. Go.
I apologized. I told her my mother arranged everything, that the first time with Camilla I had been drugged, that I woke up not knowing what had happened.
And the second time?
I stopped.
The third? The fourth? Were you drugged every single time you went back to her?
My mouth was dry.
The marriage certificate. You looked me in the eyes and told me we were married. Was that your mother too?
I didn't want to lose you. I thought I could keep both.
You wanted heirs and power and me waiting at home.
She slammed her hand flat on the table.
You chose it. Every single time you drove back to that estate, you chose it. Own it.
I had nothing. No excuse that survived the question.
I don't love you anymore, Alessandro. Whatever I felt died the day I saw you holding those babies.
She walked out without bargaining, without anger, without a backward look. Her chair was still warm across from me. I told myself I could not let her go. I was already wrong about that. Everything I sent came back. The vintage Cartidia necklace, returned same day, unopened. Flowers, returned. I put the mountain observatory in her name. Her lawyers transferred it to a wildlife fund within 48 hours. Then I saw her at the Beaumont Gala. She was in a reference outfit, and Lionel Volkov had his hand on her back, leaning close, saying something that made her almost smile. My vision went red. I waited until her driver pulled away for the car. Then I stepped in front of her and pulled her into the SUV before anyone could react.
This is insane.
I know. I took her to the house I had bought after the fire. I had prepared everything she might need. I locked the chain around her left wrist and knelt in front of her. Just give me one more chance. Let me prove I can be what you need. She looked at the chain, then at me. No fear, just a cold, flat certainty.
Even if you keep me here forever, I will never love you again. I would rather die.
I had no answer for that. The chain on her wrist was the worst thing I had ever done. I knew the Luciatas were already looking. They came the next morning, 12 men. They had the door off its hinges before I reached the hallway. I did not fight them. I watched them take the chain off her wrist and walk her out. She never looked back at me. Within 4 days, our shipping contracts were frozen. 2 of our banks suspended credit lines. A deal we had been building for 8 months collapsed in a single phone call. By day 6, my father called an emergency meeting.
We are bleeding. Every channel we have is being cut.
The men around the table looked at me like I had lit the building on fire myself.
How do we stop it?
We don't. Not by ourselves. She will not stop until she decides to.
Then we go to her. We apologize. All of us.
My mother pressed her hands flat on the table and said nothing. I looked at the financial report spread in front of us. Numbers I had never seen in the red before. My father was right. There was no other move. I walked into that meeting knowing we had one option left. Beg Sloane Luciani to let us survive.
Front of her.
I divorced Camilla. I know I don't deserve forgiveness, but please, one more chance.
She looked at me for a long moment.
I don't hate you anymore. But I'm not going back. Stay away from me.
She nodded at the guards. They were already moving towards me. My parents were outside. I was still inside, being walked to the door. Mercy had a very clear edge. I called an emergency board meeting the next morning.
I'm stepping down, effective immediately.
Alessandro, what are you doing?
What I should have done years ago.
I signed the documents right there at the table. Personal assets liquidated, everything to charity, in Sloane's name. 3 days later, I drove to her office building, not to see her. I had a ring in my pocket, the one I should have given her 7 years ago, and a letter I had written twice. I was going to leave them with her receptionist, a real goodbye, then disappear. I took the elevator to the underground garage. She was crouched beside Sloane's car, Camilla. Her hands were under the wheel well, working at something. I ran.
Get away from the car, now!
Her eyes were wild in a way I had never seen before.
This is your fault. You ruined my life.
She pulled something from her bag, a remote detonator.
I planted bombs all over this garage. She took everything from me.
The ring was still in my pocket. She pressed the button. Nothing happened. She pressed it again, frantic, and I lunged for her wrist. She clawed at my face. Then I felt it, something sharp, low on my left side. I looked down. Blood spreading fast across my shirt. She had a knife. I had not seen it. My hand was still on the remote. I dragged us both toward the emergency sprinkler panel on the wall, smashed the glass with my elbow. Water poured down across the concrete. I threw the detonator into the flooding drain. It sparked once, then went dead. Security alarms, footsteps, voices. I slid down the wall. Sloane was running toward me.
Get Camilla. Take her.
The guards pulled Camilla away, still screaming. Sloane knelt beside me and pressed her hand over mine on the wound.
The bombs, they won't.
I know. Stay awake.
The ambulance came. I lost the ceiling.
I woke up 2 days later. Sloane was sitting by the window.
You're awake.
She stood. She did not come closer.
I'm pregnant.
The room went completely still. I reached for her hand. She stepped back. Is the baby?
Yes. When your family beat me, I almost lost it. I was bleeding so much I thought it was over.
Her voice was steady.
But it survived.
I could not speak.
Sloane, I can change. I will spend the rest of my life.
No,
She moved to the window. Her back was straight.
I wasn't going to tell you I was going to raise this baby alone and you would never know. But you saved everyone in that garage. So I'm telling you now, you can know the child as their father. That is all you will ever be to me.
Please, please, I can be better.
You had 7 years. You chose wrong every single time.
She walked to the door. Sloane.
Let me go, Alessandro.
I dropped my hand back to the bed. The door closed. I stared at the ceiling and understood that fatherhood was the only thing left. I told myself it was enough. I was not sure I believed it.
The doctors said his recovery would take years. The knife had done more damage than they first thought. 6 months after the hospital, Alessandro moved to a clinic in the Swiss Alps. I never went. But I sent Sophia. Once a month, her nanny would take her on the flight, and Alessandro would hold her for an hour, read to her, tell her stories about stars and mountains. Then the Nancy would bring her home. I followed his news the same way he had once followed mine, at a distance, without contact. Years passed. Then my secretary set a package on my desk. From Switzerland, ma'am. The sender passed away 2 days ago. I already knew before I opened it. A journal, the cover worn soft from handling. Inside, news clippings, every interview, every photo, every mention of the Lucasi family. He had been following my life the same way. Wind hyacinth petals fell out, dried and pressed. I turned to the last page. Sloane, all I want is for you to be happy and safe. Always. I closed it. I opened the bottom drawer of my desk and pushed it all the way to the back. Cancel my afternoon meetings. I need some air. I still had to pick up Sophia. I picked Sophia up from kindergarten that afternoon. She ran out with paint on her hands and a drawing she had made.
Mommy, look! I made a castle!
It's beautiful, baby. I buckled her into her seat. She held the drawing against the window, watching the light come through it.
When can I see Daddy again? I miss him.
My chest pulled tight. Daddy's not in the mountains anymore, sweetheart.
Where did he go?
Somewhere he doesn't hurt anymore. Somewhere peaceful.
Will I see him again?
No, baby. But he loved you so much. He wanted you to know that. Sophia was quiet. She looked down at her castle drawing.
Did he love you too?
The question caught me somewhere I had not expected. Once. A long time ago.
But not anymore?
It's complicated, sweetheart. She held up her drawing.
Can we put this in the castle Daddy was building? The one with the telescope?
The observatory, his mountain, the gift that had outlasted everything else. This weekend.
Will Daddy be there?
No. But we can look at the stars for him. Sophia pressed her drawing against the glass. His story was over. Mine was not. And hers was just beginning.